So this is going to be a little bit different from my usual videos. I had friends record a couple of my matches at our bi-monthly tournament in Philly, Go for Broke, this month, because 3 of them were against longtime bracket demons of mine. This first one being against Kenny Bigback, who, as you can see here, is utterly abusing me with throws. I've been trying to beat Kenny and having closer and closer sets with him for like 2 years now, and I really wanted this to be the one where I got him, and it wasn't. So I want to analyze what went wrong here, what I did better than last time, and where I still failed to actually meet the mark. For one thing, something I did better here is you don't see me repeatedly going for phalanx to try to get through the sandblast, which is something I did a lot last time, and he was neutral jumping and then punishing me for having attempted to use the phalanx. And Superman is not as effective against Sandblast as it is against some other fireballs in the game. And this is because Sandblast isn't really a normal fireball. Like, it comes out really fast, it recovers really fast. There's not a lot of delay on it. And the result is that he pretty much always has time to DP or parry or neutral jump or whatever he wants to do to beat the Superman punch. He's not locked in the fireball animation long enough for Superman to be a particularly viable answer. So you see me here trying to perfect parry the Sandblast as much as possible. I should really work on perfect parry into drive rush. I'm not really comfortable doing perfect parry into buffered inputs, whether it's a normal or a drive rush. It's something I need to work on in the lab. But I am trying to just walk him down, and he wants absolutely none of that. He uses drive reversal so many times in this set, and I just failed to adapt to it because I kept thinking he was going to stop. Like, there is no way he's just going to put himself in burnout like he thinks he's Discount Noah the Prodigy and drive reversal every single attempt I have. But Kenny hates Marisa. He's said it before, he doesn't believe she's low tier, he finds her threatening, he finds her stressful, and on top of that, I know he really doesn't want to lose to me. He's been playing Street Fighter for a really long time, and we're friends, like, it's all friendly beef at the end of the day, but he's got an ego, I've got an ego. My ego really wants to finally take him down, and his ego really doesn't want to let that happen. So he locks in when he plays me, and he wants absolutely none of this shit. He doesn't want me to hit him, he doesn't want Marisa anywhere near him, and you can see him pretty heavily relying on drive reversal to just get me off of him here. He does take this first game. I want to see how exactly that happened. I am trying to walk him down, and I got baited. I don't know what I even saw there. I think I was just so stressful that I saw, like, the flicker of the shadow of a memory of a movement and went, oh my god, super. This happens sometimes when I'm really anxious in a tournament set. I random supered in response to, like, just a shimmy, not even a button one time in another set. The commentators were just like, Shep, what the hell? But I freeze up. I get incredibly nervous. Directly after this set, Kenny asked me if I was nervous, and I told him, you know, I don't think any more than usual. And he pointed at my hand, and my hand was visibly shaking. I showed him my watch. My heart rate was 143 after this set, and he looked at me like I had 7 heads. So I'm really doing the best I can here to just keep a level head and not panic that I lost the first game that badly. And you see me here kind of giving him a dose of his own medicine with the throws. I was convinced he was eventually going to hit a button on Wake Up there and just autopiloted the light Dima after the jabs instead of doing a hit confirm, which lost me my corner pressure, which sucks. And then I missed a huge whiff punish opportunity there. He whiffed right in front of my face. My whiff punishes are something that I really want to work on, and something I intend to put time into in the lab, because that was a really missed opportunity. As was that, I should have just spent the meter to extend that combo and kill him. I definitely could have killed him there, but I was trying to save the meter, and I didn't. And there I got greedy, because he had barely any health, and I threw a DI that wasn't even going to connect. He punished my attempt to panic armor. I knew that he did not think I would do it again, and I just did it again. And I heard him go, ugh, next to me, because it was so slimy and cheap, but it worked. Okay, that time he hit me with the neutral jump over the phalanx. I think that's the only time it happens in the set. It happened like 6 times the month before. So still an improvement. And you see me walking and blocking and walking him down. I really do need to be using my other anti-airs besides Gladius here, but I am doing decent with my timing on the anti-air Gladius. That was a good one. I caught him mashing after the blocked drive rush stand heavy punch. He's been mashing repeatedly. That time I finally went, alright, you're gonna mash, I'm gonna frame trap. Unfortunately, it's the only time in the set that I went for the unrewarding option of going for the frame trap, because much like the drive reversal, I just thought he would stop mashing, and he didn't stop mashing. And here, I really thought this was gonna kill, and it didn't. And I put myself in a bit of a perilous situation here where I almost threw the game. I don't even know what possessed me there. That, like, jump into button. I have no idea what that was. Immediately after it happened, I kind of looked at my own hands like, I don't know. The spirit of the muscle mommy overtook me, and it happened. There, I baited his consistent drive rush checks with the drive rush Gladius. That only really works against people who are always going to check the drive rush, but I know Kenny's one of those people. I think I should have drive reversaled there. I really was determined to just take the throw and not let him bully me into doing something stupid. But I think it would have been okay for me to drive reversal there and keep him in the corner. I did eventually get him back in the corner, but a drive reversal probably been good. There you see him mashing again on my drive rush stand heavy punch, where I should have just kept it tight. And I'm throwing too much preemptive Gladius here instead of reacting to what he's doing with, like, jump, medium punch, target combo. I get shimmied here. Could have been a bigger combo. I'm getting bullied. And I'm out. So this is set point for Kenny, and I'm breathing heavy at this point. I really don't want to do anything too risky. I'm holding the pressure. I'm walking him down, walking and blocking, walking and blocking. He's not really hitting me with very much of the Sandblast Barrage. And I can tell he really wants me to overcommit on something, but I'm not going to give it to him. There, I caught him mashing again. That was good. I walk him to the corner. And unfortunately, the Gladius anti-air betrayed me there. If I had gone for jump, medium punch, target combo, I would have kept him in the corner. Unfortunately, he puts me back in a throw loop situation here. And I finally said, fuck it. And I made a really, really hard read that I didn't have to make here. Because the previous month, Kenny had been throw looping me in the corner, and I was looking for absolutely anything to react to with super, and he didn't give it to me. And afterwards, I was immediately like, I should have just raw supered if I knew he was going to throw me. And I tried to do it this month, and it was the wrong read. I was a little bit too caught up in what happened last month. But moving on, this is my set versus ShmankDoodle. And Juri is one of Marisa's worst matchups, and basically my sleep paralysis demon. I absolutely hate this character. I hate fighting her. I hate her stupid drive rush. I hate her stupid naked toes. And I have been trying to beat Shmank for about as long as I've been trying to beat Kenny. He's an excellent player and a great dude, but as a player, I hate this guy. I really, truly do. And I have had closer and closer sets against him, but I have never clutched it out. And this is loser's bracket, so if I don't clutch it out, it's over. And there, you see the stress really got to me. I threw a totally unnecessary DI trying to make something happen and just donated this first round to Shmank. Shmank, quite literally, 1 month, I played so badly versus Shmank. He was my first set at King of Shadows, and he perfect KO'd me 3 times in a row. It was so bad that my friends asked me if my controller had been broken during that set because they didn't believe I was the one hitting the buttons. And I had to take a walk around the block and then, like, cry my eyes out. So, I've really put in the time to step it up to be able to beat this player. And here, unfortunately, I dropped my conversion, but thankfully Anti-Air Gladius pulls out the round for me with a dirty perfect. And so we come to the final round of game 1. I'm feeling okay. Not great, but okay. I'm again playing pretty patient, a lot of walking back and forth. I'm not throwing out too many committal pokes. I missed an easy whiff punish there. That's another example of I let people whiff buttons in my face despite Marisa being a heavily whiff punish based character. And that's something I really want to work on. After my set with Dawn, who I'll show later, he actually walked me through how he programs the bot in Training Room to kind of throw out different buttons while shimmying unpredictably so that he can practice his whiff punishes. I didn't even think it was possible to lab whiff punishes, and that's something I need to seriously do, because I genuinely thought Dawn was just built different, that he just has those reactions. And no, he runs this drill at home every single day. So it's learnable. It's learnable. I think I'm starting at a worse position than most people because I know my brain is bad at this kind of thing, but that doesn't mean I can never learn. That dive kick was brutal, and that's another case of Anti-Air Gladius being my go-to response being exploitable. Because if I had waited for the dive kick and done OD Dima, I could have gotten a huge juggle into corner carry. I also played impatient there. I didn't realize he'd built a super bar and thought I could still pressure for free. I didn't see he'd built the super bar, and so I kept pressuring and I ate the super. But we come to game 2 here, and I'm well aware that if I fuck this up, it's over, and also I lost to Shmank again. I don't know how I had that read on that charge normal, but that felt really good. Again, too much preemptive charge Gladius. If I'm full charging it, people can just jump over it in a lot of situations. If I'm not far enough away that that jump will get caught by the charging Gladius, I can't just charge that for free. I gotta calm it down. But I'm trying to slow it down here. I have very little health. I don't want to overcommit to anything. I'm just going to block it out. I'm going to shimmy back and forth. I'm going to wait for my moment, and I got clipped walking back and forth. So at this point, this is set point for Shmank. If I lose this round, it's over. And I am really trying to stay calm at this point. Here, now I started to feel better because he put himself already perilously close to burnout, and I'm just chasing him down, trying to inflict that burnout, and successfully did. So at this point, I feel like this round is going to be over in my favor because this is a terrible, terrible situation for him to be in. He does spend the super to get out, which is fine, honestly. He's still in burnout. And I knew he was willing to spend the super again to get himself out if I went for the obvious wall splat. So I elected not to. That was actually supposed to be an OD Gladius. I had a read on the ODDP, and charged OD Gladius would have beaten it, and I would have been able to kill, but I just didn't hold auto, and I didn't get OD. And there I dropped my combo as well. The nerves are really, really getting to me at this point. But great block on the overhead, and then he was negative and went for ODDP negative frames. I'd love to say that I just had the instinct to just block, but I didn't realize he was negative. I was just blocking till I was sure his turn was over. And there I actually caught the dive kick with the ODDima because I realized that's what I should have done earlier in the set. I'm getting clipped low a lot here. I need to crouch block more, but he keeps threatening with the overhead. Walking him down, walking him down. I'm not pressing when I'm negative. I'm being more disciplined with when I'm pressing my buttons. Forward medium punch is -3 on block. If I'm not going to try to steal a turn, I got to stop hitting buttons. I'm lucky that flip out didn't cause me more problems. There I tried to read the ODDP again. It didn't work out. I got very lucky with that ZI read. I don't know how I knew. And I think I dropped this combo. Yes, I do. But he went for parry and I threw and I got the game. So we come to game 3. And I, at this point, am like, I can close this out. I believe I can do this. I got the shimmy there and didn't react with the punish on the whiff throw tech. But I'm still okay. I haven't even gotten hit yet. He's in the corner. Then I'm in the corner. ODDP, he just really does not want me out of this corner. But I'm walking my way out. I'm staying calm. I really need to be more aware of the constant potential for DI in the corner. I'm so locked in when I'm in burnout in the corner, but I'm not always ready for it when I'm not in burnout. And he's really willing to spend it to keep me off of him. It's very similar to what Kenny did. People are scared of Marisa, and people are increasingly scared of me. People know my playstyle is such that they really don't want to fuck around. They don't want me on them, because once I'm on you, I play incredibly aggressive. And I thought about going for a command grab there because killing with command grab gives the maximum meter gain, but I wasn't 100% confident it would kill because of the modern scaling, and I didn't want to risk leaving him alive, so I just went for the guaranteed combo. At this point, I'm just like, get out of here. I tried to shimmy there. I didn't actually shimmy early enough, and I got clipped. This was messy, but I got out of the corner. That was supposed to be a command grab. There are multiple times in this set where I went for command grab and didn't get it because I was nervous, and instead of forward then down special, I just got down special. I dropped my combo there because I meant to do stand medium kick, not stand heavy punch, and when I got stand heavy punch instead, I blanked on the root, even though I still could have continued into medium punch target combo, and then I got hit by this huge combo. In my head, I thought this was over. Like, I knew I still had another round, but I was really afraid of letting this go to final round. And I was feeling increasingly confident here that he would overcommit to something that I could super if I just stayed calm, and there it was. People like to charge when they're full screen if you don't play a character with fast walk speed, and Marisa's level 3 will catch that. And now a quick break to thank this video's sponsor, Zenny Gaming. Zenny has been a leading online glasses company since 2003, when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was released. With over 50 million pairs sold, Zenny offers prescription sunglasses, sports glasses, blue light glasses for gaming, safety glasses, and just regular old glasses. So you can look like Marisa outfit 2, Aki outfit 3, whatever you want. And unlike costumes in Street Fighter 6, Zenny is always releasing new fits, all for a fraction of what glasses would cost at an offline store. You can even virtually try them on with your device's camera before you buy. Use promo code GLADIUS to get 10% off your Zenny purchase while supporting the channel. Link is in the description. With such low-cost eyewear, you can find something to match every cosplay or esports jersey. The possibilities are as endless as Ken Main's downplay. Thanks for watching the ad. Now back to the video. What you didn't see there was Shmank going, "You can do that?" and me going, "You can't do that." It was very satisfying. But we move on to my final set against my third bracket demon of the day, and that is Dawn. I have beaten Dawn in a 1-2 once, and he ran it back in grands and then absolutely mauled me. So I really feel like it doesn't count. And Dawn plays modern, but he does not overly rely on the modern. He is incredibly on point with his modern DPs and his modern super reactions. But he also plays immaculate neutral. He's very smart with his resources. He's just a great player in general. And I just can't seem to close it out. We played these incredibly close sets, and I can't seem to close it out. And one of the reasons is that I tend to see him go into burnout, want to go for the wall splat, and eat the obvious modern super reaction. And here, I finally did the correct thing. I realized he was just going to hunker down and wait for the burnout to be over. And I just started bullying with chip damage. I built level 3, I went for the chip out, and thanks to the modern scaling, it wasn't enough damage. I was so sad. You don't hear the sound here, but the whole crowd behind me went, ugh, like it was brutal. I feel like I left him with literally like a half an ounce of health. Just agony. But he takes me to the corner, I get the perfect parry, the back throw. He's not in a great position with meter here. That was actually supposed to be a forward heavy kick. There are a lot of execution errors here just from me being nervous and really wanting these wins. But I'm disciplined with my block here. Unfortunately, again, I saw him take to the air. I went for Gladius. I'm not using my other anti-airs. This round is basically over at this point. And he knows it and just walks straight up to me, knows I'm too panicked to do anything and throws me. So I'm not feeling good going into game 2. I take a half a breath. I go back in. This round goes better for me, if I remember correctly, because this time I'm looking for the dive kick, and I get the OD Dima punish. That's something I've been working on a lot, and something I'm really proud of. And I got a beautiful whiff punish here, too. I'm successfully shimmying and baiting the parry more than once in these sets, and then because I was expecting, like, a whiff throw tech or something, I'm autopiloting into a button instead of throwing the parry. I need to be throwing the parry when I shimmy and a parry. That's something else I need, should be just awake at the wheel with. So I get around, I'm feeling like maybe I can still close this out. I'm really dominating here. I put him in the corner. Again, I missed a whiff punish. It's okay though, but he puts me in the corner. Not great. I was not at all ready for Drive Rush DI. Caught me sleeping. There are a lot of situations where I can neutral jump against other players that I can't neutral jump against Dawn because he has a modern DP and his reactions with that DP are immaculate. And you see me starting to play reckless and uncomfortable here because I'm just stressed out about losing the set. And I got clipped low. He puts me back in the corner. Does he throw loot me? No. Oh, this sucked. I saw the armor tick that I did successfully armor something on my wake up, but I held the Gladius for so long that he got time to recover from the jab I armored, and he blocked the super. And I feel like this is where I really lost the set. Between the round 1 problem with the chip damage and me then fucking up my super again there, I just really felt like it was over, and I didn't have the right headspace, and I start playing more reckless and more uncomfortable. Again, I missed an opportunity to throw the parry there that I had, and I threw something very reactable, which allowed him to modern super and put me nearly in burnout. He'd barely taken any hits at this point. He's going to build back to above 3 bars. I have almost no meter. Again, I can't neutral jump against this player. I'm in burnout in the corner. I do have those reactions. We are both modern players, so I get myself out of the immediate loss. He then has a weird DP. I don't know what happened there. At this point, I'm thinking maybe I can still close this out. And what happened? Oh, execution error, but I got away with it. I went for the DI. He threw it. Absolutely astounding awareness from him. And I then again go for the neutral jump and dive kick.